All right, let's bring it back to the fun news that I just mentioned. The Summerfest announcement with Garth Brooks ready to kick off the big gig in 2026. And for much more on that, very happy to be joined by Jared Woods, who joins us live from the Summerfest grounds, the Director of Marketing for Milwaukee World Festival and, of course, Summerfest. Jared, just making sure you can hear me. It's great to see you. We do a lot in the lead up to the big gig, but this is nice to chat with you in September.
Yeah, it's very fun. You know, this weather makes it feel like Summerfest is right around the corner, so it's a great day. We're really excited.
It certainly does, and yeah, we're approaching 80 later this week, so we're not quite done with summer here yet. And obviously, as you guys got to do, looking ahead to next summer already, we're just going to skip over that winter thing. Tell us about all that was in the works behind the scenes until that big announcement this morning that you guys are bringing Garth Brooks here.
Yeah, it's been one in the making for a long time. You know, he's obviously not only a legendary country artist, but just a legendary musician in general. You know, he's the biggest selling U.S. solo artist of all time. So, you know, we are so honored and so grateful to have Garth Brooks to kick off Summerfest 2026.
Tell us about that, the kickoff event, because as I mentioned just at the top here, it's coming on the Wednesday before what is now become the norm for you guys, this 3-weekend format, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But this is going to be a Wednesday night, just Garth Brooks, and I'm sure maybe some openers or something like that at the amphitheater. What was was it scheduling? Was it the idea to kind of do something different this year to kick off the big gig? What led into that Wednesday night showcase?
Yeah, you know, we're always trying to work with artists. You know, their routing, their schedules are always very particular. And, you know, for us, you know, like I said, we've been working trying to get Garth Brooks here for a long time. The only other time that we've done this was in 2015 when we had the Rolling Stones. So, you know, obviously the Rolling Stones and Garth Brooks are two legendary artists. So, yeah, we're going to have a pre-Summerfest kickoff concert featuring Garth Brooks. We're going to bring the festival vibes that Wednesday night too, with, you know, some specialty drinks, some more live music. So we're going to really have that Summerfest atmosphere for that night right before the big festival kicks off. Yeah,
whatever the upper echelon of music is, the Stones and Garth Brooks certainly fit, and that's across genres, not just particular to rock or to country in that case. For folks who have never gotten to see him in person, because we mentioned it hasn't ever performed at Summerfest, but hasn't even performed in Milwaukee in like a decade or something like that. What are we in for? What is that show like once it comes next summer?
Yeah, you know, like you said, he hasn't performed in Milwaukee in over 10 years. First time performing at Summerfest. I have never seen him before, but I've heard nothing but incredible things from so many people, not only today, but just people who I know who have seen Garth Brooks, and his shows are literally legendary. And especially for a guy like that who's used to playing in NFL stadiums and super large venues, to play here at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater for only 23,000 fans, you know, it's going to feel like one of those huge shows, but also in a really cool, intimate setting that not many fans will get to experience or have experienced before. So it's definitely going to be one of those legendary and very memorable nights.
Yeah, I imagine it's got to be kind of cool for him too, and some of those other big names that come through when it is a little more intimate by their standards, right? 23,000 people is a show-stopping event for so many performers, but for those big stadium tours, it's a little bit different. Let me ask you this as well. What that means in terms of the growth of country music for you guys. We know it's always been a staple at Summerfest, but I've certainly noticed just anecdotally the last couple of years when there's a big country headliner, how many people seem to be out. You see them in the cowboy hats and the boots and everything else. Why do you think country music has become, just in general, so mainstream, and then certainly for you guys, such a reliable ticket?
Yeah, you know, I think growing up in Wisconsin for myself, you know, country has always been a huge part of not only the state, but also the region. And I think for many country artists, and especially large country artists, and even younger ones, you know, they see the growth that Wisconsin has for them when they come and perform their live shows. They gain a huge following. So Wisconsin, and especially Milwaukee, is such a huge market for a lot of these artists, and especially for us, you know, being around for 58 years, we've got such that great history with so many legendary artists performing. You know, for artists like Garth Brooks, you know, we're excited not only to have him, but I know for him, you know, it's one of those shows that, you know, it's a great, great place to play, and country continues to always perform well for us. So, you know, he's one of, you know, obviously we're going to have more acts to be announced at a later date, but, you know, it's a great one to kick off the 2026 festival with.
Yeah, we kind of joke that it seems like each year we're doing these announcements earlier and earlier. This is pretty early, even by your guys' standards, right? The last few years to have something already booked, already set up for early September.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's exciting though. It's one of those things, after the festival, we're obviously so thankful for such a great run once again in 2025. But, our team, our entertainment team especially, they're already gearing up. They started working on shows for 2026 as far back as last year. So, for us, we are constantly working ahead, and that's just the way that things have changed. But it's great. It's exciting for fans to be able to start looking forward to next year already.
Any little inkling you can tell us? Doesn't even need to be a specific name, but like a timing for when we might start to get some of the other big name headliners later on?
Yeah, obviously in fall for us, like you said, this is earlier than usual, but we definitely anticipate having some more show announces come up in the next month or so as well, which is really exciting.
We'll certainly look forward to that as well. I don't know if there's a visualization for this, Jared, but the entertainment team, is there like a big board? I think of like an NFL draft, and you're fitting all the players around the places. Of course, with everyone doing their fantasy drafts recently, leading up to the kickoff season, is there like a giant puzzle piece where they figure out, okay, who's touring, who we can get, what locations they have booked, like how we make this all work?
Yeah, 100%. A big puzzle piece might even be an understatement, honestly. They've got such a long list of artists that, they've got their ones that they want to target every single year that they're putting in offers on. And, like you said before, it's one of those things you just never know. Like Garth Brooks, this is the only thing so far that he has announced for 2026. So for us to be that first show is such a huge deal. Again, we've got some other incredible artists that we, hope to line up and land for this year, along with some upcoming announcements. So it's one of those things where, they have to move stuff around all the time, but we're lucky to continue to get such incredible, high-profile and legendary artists each and every year at Summerfest.
Well, we're here for you. Anytime you want to make a big announcement, we got you covered here. One kind of small thing, we mentioned the tickets. I'll pop it up again. Go on sale this Friday if people want to get way ahead of things with the Garth Brooks concert specifically. But kind of cool that you guys are doing this because it's the Wednesday kickoff. What comes with that ticket? It's not just the Garth Brooks concert, but it's a nice perk as well.
Yep, so you're also, all the fans who purchase a ticket to that show are going to get a 2026 Summerfest General Admission ticket, which is great. So you can come to the kickoff concert, go see Garth Brooks, and then come back and enjoy the festival any of the other 9 days. So it's really great for fans to not only be able to enjoy opening night and the kickoff show, but be able to come back and hang out with friends and family and watch some more great live music. Yeah,
kind of like you do if you buy an amphitheater ticket, you get the ground ticket as well. So there you go. You guys are looking out for your fans in more ways than one. All right, I'm sure a very exciting day around your guys' offices, getting to finally put this out there and make the big announcement. Certainly was exciting for us to hear such a big name coming to the big gig already in 2026, and it did kind of help fast forward a little bit. Like, yes, winter's coming, but hey, we got Summerfest to look forward to already.
Yeah, we're not thinking about winter. We're only thinking about summer and sunshine and next year already.
You always have the thermostat up to like 80 at the offices, all of it. It's always summer at Summerfest. All right, Jared, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to it.
Always.
Appreciate you joining us here on the live.
Thank you so much. Yep, have a great day.
That's fun to do, right? It is, yes, beginning of school for so many. We're in that back to school season, but we can still look ahead to summer break, as I'm sure a lot of the students out there are already doing, even though a long school year ahead. Just one more time, in case you were just joining us here, that was the big announcement from Summerfest. Garth Brooks coming to town. First ever appearance at the big gig, and first time the country icon will have been in Milwaukee in more than 10 years. It's happening June 17th, that special one-night kickoff concert to Summerfest, the Wednesday before their first weekend of shows there in June of next summer. So pretty exciting stuff. Really looking forward to that once it gets going. And hey, starting Friday, you can get that ticket. Maybe a very, very early stocking stuffer for a country music fan, a Garth Brooks fan out there.